Are you sure those strange moments were just accidents? Are you certain that the names you keep hearing, the dreams you keep having, and the chills in the middle of the night are just random? Or have you been ignoring heaven long enough to forget how urgent this moment truly is? Tonight I am not coming to you softly. I am not coming with a feather in my hand. I come holding the sword of heaven and speaking words you cannot afford to skip. Stop ignoring the signs. Stop brushing off the whispers. Stop pretending you don't feel what's trying to shake your spirit awake. This is your final notice before regret becomes a visitor you cannot uninvite. Regret doesn't knock loudly. It slips in quietly after years of ignoring what heaven already told you plainly. The numbers you see, 111, 444, 7977, those weren't just cute patterns. They were alarms. The dreams that felt too vivid to forget? Those were messages wrapped in mercy. That uneasy feeling about a certain person? That was your spirit shielding you before betrayal arrived. But every time heaven tried to help you, you said, maybe later. Child, there is no later anymore. You are standing at the final doorway. What happens next will either lead to restoration or to pain you cannot undo. I, Michael, stand here not as a gentle guest, but as heaven's protector shouting through this message. Wake up. Hear me. Move now. Because if you do not listen tonight, the regret that follows will not be small. You keep asking heaven for another sign. But child, how many signs do you need? I have sent them. I have whispered them. I have wrapped them in dreams, in numbers, in sudden chills that made you pause for reasons you could not explain. Do you think heaven sends warnings just for decoration? No. We send them because what's coming is closer than you realize. You've already seen the signs. You've seen them, but you brushed them off. You called them coincidences. You said you were just tired. You blamed your imagination. But I tell you now, your imagination does not carry the weight of divine urgency. The number 111 appearing when your heart was restless, that was not a mistake. The 444 glowing on your clock as you wept in silence, that was not chance. The 7977 that crossed your path when you felt most hopeless, that was not random. These numbers are not cute trends for the internet. They are heaven's numeric language shouting to your soul, wake up, pay attention, you are being called. I sent you dreams. Some so strange they stayed with you for days. Others so clear you knew deep down they meant something. But still, you said, maybe it's nothing. Child, heaven does not speak in nothing. Heaven speaks in mysteries wrapped in mercy. I placed people in your path who said things they didn't even understand why they said. They repeated words you needed to hear. They warned you without knowing they were sent to do so. I moved through their mouths, their texts, their glances. But you said, it's probably not that serious. It is that serious. You've felt the heaviness in your chest. You've heard the silence grow thick when you entered the room. You've seen people you trusted shift their behavior, and your spirit whispered, something isn't right. But still, you brushed it off. Listen to me now. Those were not coincidences. Those were spiritual alerts. Heaven has been circling your house. Heaven has been pressing against your dreams. Heaven has been standing at the edge of your doorway trying to get you to look up and notice. But you kept saying, tomorrow. Tomorrow is a lie the enemy uses to trap people in regret. Do you not remember how you felt a cold chill when no window was open? Do you not remember the moment you woke at 3:11 a.m. for no reason at all? Do you not remember that time you heard a name in your spirit again and again until it scared you? I sent those signs because something unseen was trying to reach you before something irreversible arrived. Child, this is not paranoia. This is preparation. You've been taught to fear being too spiritual. But it is that very fear the enemy uses to keep you blind to what is unfolding right in front of you. The birds circling your home, the lights flickering without cause, the dreams repeating themselves, the numbers showing up again and again. None of this is random. You've been asking, God, are you trying to tell me something? I answer now through this message. Yes, yes, yes. Heaven has been trying to tell you over and over again. Move differently. Listen more carefully. Stop trusting what your flesh wants to believe. Look with your spirit. The people you thought were harmless? Some have been feeding information to your enemies. The relationships you thought were safe? Some were planted to delay you, not to bless you. The decisions you've been avoiding? Those very decisions are where your future hinges. And heaven has sent me, Michael, to stand here again, one final time, to make this clear. You have been warned. You are being loved through these warnings, because love does not leave you blind in dangerous times. Love sends angels. Love sends signs. Love shouts when whispers no longer work. I've walked past your door in the spirit. I've circled your home. I've stood with my sword drawn, waiting for you to open your eyes before darkness closes in around you. Stop asking for more signs. Stop asking for proof after proof after proof when heaven has already placed them before you like breadcrumbs leading to your breakthrough. Do not be the one who wakes up in regret saying, I should have listened. Because what's coming next does not wait for your comfort. It only responds to your obedience. The signs are everywhere around you. They are not hiding. They are not subtle anymore. They are growing louder because time is shrinking. I am Archangel Michael. I was sent to confirm this to you now. You asked for confirmation? Here it is. You wanted clarity? Here it is. You said, God, just speak to me so clearly I can't miss it. Here I stand, shouting so your soul cannot say it wasn't told. If you ignore this chapter, what follows will not be confusion. It will be consequence. I speak to you now not in riddles, not in gentle metaphors, but in truth you cannot ignore. You stand at a threshold, a doorway between protection and regret, between deliverance and disaster. And if you walk past this warning as if it is nothing but words, what comes next will be something you cannot undo. Do you hear me? There are consequences waiting on the other side of your silence. There is heartbreak hanging by a thread, ready to fall if you take one more step in the wrong direction. You ask, what will happen if I keep ignoring the signs? Let me answer clearly. Delay, disappointment, betrayal, loss, regret so heavy, your spirit will weep for years wondering why you didn't listen sooner. I am not threatening you. I am rescuing you. Heaven has tried whispers. Heaven has tried dreams. Heaven has tried subtle. But you did not respond. So now heaven has sent me to speak louder than your doubts, louder than your distractions, louder than your excuses. The truth is this. When you ignore the signs heaven sends, doors begin to close. Not because God stops loving you, but because protection cannot work without participation. Your delays open doors for the enemy to plant confusion, to invite betrayal, to stir heartbreak where peace was meant to live. Do you not see how close you've come to danger already? The wrong person has been circling your name. The wrong opportunity has been presented to tempt you into a trap disguised as a blessing. The wrong agreement was nearly signed in silence. If you ignore this message, if you push this aside like all the others, what waits for you is not more time. It is less. Less peace, less clarity, less protection. Because what I see ahead is this. A decision is about to be made behind closed doors that involves your name. And if you remain blind to it, that decision will ripple through your life in ways you cannot control. It will shift relationships. It will delay blessings. It will fracture trust. It will cost you in ways no apology can reverse. You've been wondering why things feel stuck, why doors you prayed for aren't opening. It's because you've stood still too long while pretending not to see the signs screaming in front of you. You've tolerated betrayal disguised as friendship. You've excused lies because you were afraid of confrontation. You've ignored warning dreams because you didn't want them to be true. But ignoring truth does not erase it. It only gives it more time to unravel what you thought was secure. Heaven is not silent tonight. Heaven is not casual about your future. That pressure in your chest, that restlessness in your spirit, That's me, standing beside you with sword drawn, saying, "Wake up, look, decide." Because there are two paths ahead of you. One leads to correction and restoration. The other leads to tears. You will cry alone in a room wondering how you let this happen. I speak with authority when I tell you, stop thinking you have more time. Stop imagining tomorrow will look like today. Stop pretending that regret isn't crouching near your doorstep waiting to strike if you delay one moment longer. What happens if you keep ignoring the signs? You will find yourself in a future you did not choose, but one that was chosen for you by your silence. You will wake up wondering how it all slipped away so quietly. You will replay moments in your mind wishing you had been braver, faster, more obedient. I have seen it happen to others before you. I have watched destinies unravel because someone said, "It's probably nothing." I have stood beside souls who wept too late, begging heaven for another chance to obey a warning they laughed at yesterday. But I tell you now, this is not a game. This is not optional. This is heaven's hand extended one final time. Do not slap it away with your pride. Do not dismiss it with your stubbornness. What you ignore now will become the lesson you cannot avoid later. You think betrayal won't touch you? It already has. You think deception can't fool you? It already did. You think delay won't cost you? It's costing you already. But heaven is merciful enough to send me here to say, stop, turn around, look again, reread the signs, revisit the moments you've brushed off, reconsider the feelings you thought were paranoia, but were really discernment begging to be heard. Because if you keep walking forward without changing course, you will regret it. Not briefly, not lightly, but deeply, painfully, in ways that no comfort can fully heal. I do not speak this to scare you. I speak this because I was sent to deliver truth. I was sent to prevent the pain that is crouching ahead. But I cannot stop you if you refuse to listen. I cannot intervene if you keep closing the door to protection. This is your moment, your pivot point, your divine interruption. What you do next will echo through the next months of your life. If you hear me now, truly hear me, then act. Change your direction. Break off what's been draining you. Step away from what you know in your spirit is wrong. Heaven cannot bless what you won't release. Stop asking for signs when they are already all around you. You have no idea how hard heaven has been fighting for you. You think your tears go unnoticed? You think your prayers vanish into empty air? You think your battles are small and insignificant in the grand design of the universe? You are wrong. You are watched. You are guarded. You are loved with a fierceness you cannot comprehend. I, Michael, have stood with my sword drawn over your house more nights than you can count. I have circled your dwelling when darkness tried to creep in unseen. I have intercepted whispers spoken against your name in realms you could not see. I have shattered arrows of witchcraft, jealousy, and silent curses sent to destroy what you didn't even know was under attack. You have not been unprotected. You have been fiercely defended. Even in moments when you felt abandoned, I was there. Even in hours when you believed no one cared, I was already blocking what was sent to harm you. You do not realize how many times heaven stepped in when your spirit was too weary to pray for itself. You think miracles are just for others? Child, you are standing because heaven declared you too valuable to fall. Do you know how many times the enemy tried to steal your future? How many nights were designed to crush your hope? How many conversations behind closed doors carried plots against you? Plots I dismantled before you ever heard their echo? You didn't see it, but I did. I watched as spirits of confusion tried to infiltrate your peace. I heard the enemy request permission to sift you like wheat. I stood between you and them with my sword raised high and my voice thundering through the courts of heaven. Not this one. This one is marked. This one is guarded. This one belongs to the light. The battle has been fierce, child. Fierce because of what you carry. Fierce because of what you are destined to release into this world. Do you think the enemy fights those who pose no threat? No. The war over you has been long because your life holds weight in the spirit realm. You are not ordinary. Your family line carries promises heaven still intends to fulfill. Your future holds victories generations before you only dreamed of. And that is why I fight. That is why I stand over you. That is why I visit your home, pacing the floors in spirit when you sleep. Because you are too important to heaven's plan for me to remain silent while the enemy plots destruction. Heaven has been fighting for your health. The sickness sent to break you could not complete its assignment. The exhaustion meant to wear you down was lifted by unseen hands as you slept. Heaven has been fighting for your relationships. The betrayal you thought would ruin you was exposed in time. The counterfeit connections were removed even when your heart wanted to hold on. I whispered to your spirit in moments of hesitation, "Let them go. What is coming is better." Heaven has been fighting for your peace. When anxiety wrapped its claws around your chest, when nightmares pressed against your dreams, when depression lurked at your doorstep whispering hopelessness, I stood as a wall the darkness could not cross. I warred in silence so you could wake up to another day with breath still in your lungs. Heaven has been fighting for your destiny. There were contracts in hell written against your name, assignments plotted against your rise, jealous hearts who smiled to your face while plotting behind your back. But every time they moved in secret, I moved faster. I dismantled agreements. I broke alliances. I burned documents in the spirit before they could take root in your future. You owe nothing to luck. You owe everything to grace. Grace has been fighting battles your strength could not handle. You are still here because I refuse to let darkness win. Do not mistake silence for absence. Do not confuse unseen victories with inactivity. Just because you couldn't see the war doesn't mean the war wasn't real. Your survival is proof that angels have been dispatched on your behalf. Every attack sent against you has already been met with force. Every curse spoken has already been reversed. Every plan to shame you has already been dismantled. But now I need you to fight too. I cannot drag you into victory while you cling to things heaven has tried to remove. I cannot shield you if you insist on opening doors marked danger. I cannot protect what you willingly surrender to the enemy's influence. I have fought for you. Now it's time you stand up and fight for yourself. Fight with obedience. Fight with discernment. Fight by closing the doors to compromise and confusion. Fight by trusting what your spirit knows even when your eyes do not see it yet. You are not weak. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are protected. You are loved. You are destined for victory if you stop entertaining defeat. Look back at your life. See how many times you were supposed to lose. See how many moments should have crushed you. Yet here you stand, reading these words. Still breathing. Still rising. Still chosen. Heaven fought for this moment. Now you must fight to keep it. You have been warned. You have been protected. Now you must act. Heaven can fight for you. I can stand guard over you. But what happens next depends on the choices you make now. Today. Not tomorrow. You've spent enough time delaying, doubting, and dancing with danger. Now is the time for decisions. If you want to walk into the future God has been preparing for you, here is what you must do. These are not suggestions. These are instructions from heaven itself. 1. Close the door to compromise. You already know which doors I speak of. The people who drain you. The situations you keep entertaining, hoping they'll change but knowing deep down they never will. The unhealthy cycles you've tolerated because starting over seemed too hard. Enough. Heaven cannot bless what you refuse to release. Compromise weakens your defenses. It invites confusion, blurs discernment, and delays destiny. It is time to cut ties with what has been secretly killing your spirit. Walk away from what dishonors God. Shut the door on relationships that feed your insecurities, not your purpose. Stop negotiating with voices that only intend to keep you small. The moment you shut these doors, heaven will open new ones. Doors marked with favor, healing, restoration. 2. Activate your discernment. Stop trusting everything that smiles at you. Stop believing every opportunity is from God just because it arrives wrapped in flattery. I need you sharper now, more awake, more cautious about who you allow close. Test the spirits. Listen to the whispers within you. If something feels off, it is. If someone's energy shifts when you mention your dreams, that is your clue. Discernment is not suspicion. It is spiritual wisdom dressed in clarity. Start listening to it. Start moving with it. 3. Return to prayer, not panic. You've been worrying when you should have been worshiping. You've been panicking when you should have been praying. It is time to return to the foundation that keeps you anchored. Speak to God boldly. Ask for wisdom daily. Invite me, Archangel Michael, to guard your atmosphere every night. Speak life over your home, your family, your future. Where prayer exists, panic cannot dwell. Where worship rises, worry breaks apart. Your authority has been waiting for your voice to claim it. 4. Pay attention to your atmosphere. Cleanse your home, spiritually and physically. Remove objects tied to pain, betrayal, confusion. Play worship music. Speak scriptures aloud. Invite peace to dwell where heaviness once ruled. Be mindful of who you allow into your space. Not everyone carries light. Some bring whispers of division, spirits of jealousy, unseen darkness trying to attach itself to your walls. I have fought to keep your home covered. Now you must keep it guarded through wisdom. 5. Stop looking back. What broke you is behind you. What betrayed you cannot follow you unless you keep opening the door to it. Stop rehearsing old wounds, old conversations, old mistakes. The enemy uses your rearview mirror to distract you from the road ahead. But I say now, face forward, move forward, live forward. Your future is not tied to what left you. Your destiny does not depend on what disappointed you. It is tied to what God has planted ahead of you, if you will only reach for it. 6. Embrace the new without fear. Change is uncomfortable. Growth feels like breaking before it feels like becoming. But you must step into the unknown with faith, not fear. Opportunities are about to present themselves. Connections divinely orchestrated are on their way. Do not retreat. Do not sabotage it with doubt. Do not whisper, "This can't be for me." Yes, it can. Yes, it is. Yes, heaven prepared it with your name on it. The new will not look like the old. That is the point. Embrace it. Receive it. Trust it. 7. Declare it aloud. I will not miss this. Your words have power. Your declarations shape your atmosphere. Speak this aloud. I will not miss what heaven has for me. I will not delay my own destiny. I will not ignore the signs anymore. I will walk in clarity, in favor, in boldness. I am protected. I am aligned. I am ready. Declare it until doubt no longer lives in your lungs. Speak it until fear breaks under the weight of your faith. The time is now, not next week, not when you feel more prepared. Now. Heaven's windows are open over you in this moment. Blessings are hovering, waiting for your obedience to pull them down. Restoration is ready. Breakthrough is prepared. Protection is already in place. But heaven requires movement. Heaven requires faith in action. Heaven requires your yes. You asked for signs. You asked for clarity. Now I ask you, what will you do with it? Stand up from the ashes. Shake off the dust of regret. Walk forward with the sword of discernment in one hand and the shield of faith in the other. You are not alone. You have never been alone. I, Michael, stand beside you still, guarding, guiding, fighting with you. This is your moment to rise. This is your moment to reclaim what was lost. This is your moment to refuse regret. How many more warnings will it take? How many more sleepless nights? How many more whispers in your spirit before you understand? This is not coincidence, this is heaven speaking. I have come not to frighten you, but to prepare you, not to shame you, but to awaken you, not to condemn you, but to rescue you before regret becomes the storm you can't outrun. You've heard me through this entire message. You've felt the weight in your chest. You've sensed the urgency pressing against your spirit like never before. Don't ignore this again. Heaven has been shouting through signs, through numbers, through dreams. You have been circling the same mountain, wondering why breakthrough seems delayed. It's not delayed. It's been waiting on your obedience. There is a door about to close and another prepared to open. But you cannot walk through both. You must decide. You must act. You must say now, I choose obedience. I choose clarity. I choose to align with heaven's warning before it's too late. I see what you cannot see. I know what waits around the corner. And I am telling you, regret cannot undo what obedience could have prevented. This is your final notice before heaven shifts without your agreement. Choose now. Move now. Obey now. Your future is being written in this very moment.